Good morning. I'm Rev Jill Washington, and I'm going to be doing service this morning. So today is February 2nd, and it's very cold outside here in Edmonton. If you're checking in from a different country, hope it's warmer there. So what we're going to be talking about today is energy. And so what I had everyone do is just rub your hands together like this, and then just focus and feel energy if you can. But it takes practice, but if you can feel it, you're going to feel that energy, and you can put focus on it, and you can feel it growing, which I am right now. This is you. This is you. This is energy. We are all energy. And this is what I'm going to be talking about today. So, incredibly, what this means is that 98% of the mass that makes up you, and indeed the matter isn't fun stuff. It's a combination of kinetics and potential binding, energy inside the nucleus. Really get down to the core, right? It's like, it's always moving. It's always moving, and that is energy. Simply stated, personal energy is the amount of stamina, vigor, or juice you have to complete a given task or engage in a particular activity. It is useful to think in terms of three types of personal energy: the physical, intellectual, and emotional energy. We are all energy. So according to the law of conservation of energy, energy can neither be created nor destroyed, meaning that energy always exists in some form, simply changing from one form to another throughout the universe. Essentially, the total of the amount of energy remains the same. So some key points is conservation. The total amount of energy in a closed system stays the same. Transformation. Energy can be converted from one form to another, like from heat to light, or mechanical energy to electric energy. Energy level in life refers to the amount of physical, mental, and emotional vitality a person has. Energy. Who knew? Essentially describing how much drive or pep they have to engage in a daily activity. When someone has high energy, they feel alert, motivated, capable, while low energy levels can manifest in fatigue, sluggishness, and lack of motivation. And who hasn't felt that? Okay? Some days we feel more motivated than the others, right? So energy is your currency. Interesting. So your soul is your source of energy. Soul and mind are the main source of energy that control the physiological and spiritual process of the human body, in which the brain is regarded as the microprocessor and worked together with mind. The soul is considered a super controller and a universal consciousness energy state in the body. Interesting, eh? Have you ever thought of it that way? I never did. So, to understand what spiritual energy is, we should first break it down into the main elements. So spiritual energy is the energy generated by the inner self. It's a part of us that people call the soul. The level of one's energy is determined by your deeds and is triggered by our values and convictions. What kind of energy is spiritual? Also known as spiritual energy, it is the most subtle type of energy and has a close affiliation with your emotions. It can be translated in many different ways, such as in your mind, your spirit, consciousness, vitality, expression, souls, and energy. So we're all connected within ourselves, our soul, our mind, our thoughts, our feelings motivate us, right? And it comes from our inner self, right? Our inner self is our soul. And so part of our soul is who we are. So who are we, and how do we love each other, or ourselves, I mean. How do we feel about ourselves? Because if you're questioning that, you're questioning your connection with Source, right? So we're all connected to Source. So the human mind is described as a highly involved entity with the power of discrimination called intellect. However, the mind is also influenced by emotions and desires, which can distort judgment and lead to actions driven by lust, anger, greed, attachment, and ego. The mind is compared to an ocean with thoughts creating waves on its surface. Strong thoughts can dive deep into the subconscious, affecting behavior and actions. Thoughts are described as a primal force behind all creation. When you think about it, when you look around the world, everything that we have has been created by man. Buildings, chairs, computers, books, words, language, all of those things came from a source of energy, right? The mind is compared, okay, I already read that one. Okay, thoughts are described as primal force behind all creation. The universe is seen as a projection of collective human thoughts and feelings. Every thought has a mental image and can influence the physical and mental world. Thoughts travel at a great speed and can affect others who are receptive to similar vibrations. So your thoughts have energy. Your thoughts are powerful. So having a thought, even though you have it and you're not seeing it, it's still energy going out there. Pure and noble thoughts are seen as divine forces that bring joy, peace, and health. Negative thoughts, on the other hand, can lead to physical, mental ailments and create a negative environment. It's important to cultivate positive thoughts to shape one's character, fate, and destiny. So, the practice of meditation is heightened as a means to focus on purified thoughts. Meditation helps in developing mental power, strong will, and spiritual awareness. So regular meditation can transform negative thoughts into positive ones and bring about a state of inner peace and divine consciousness. All power is attributed to the Creator, and human beings are seen as channels through which the divine power can flow. The intensity of thought and power is influenced by the purity of the mind. Stressing the importance of faith and devotee and the need to align one's thoughts and divine will to harness this power. So again, how powerful we can be. We are very powerful. We are powerful in that how what we do and what we say, how we think, has such an impact on our lives and other people around us as well. So the guidance and company of enlightened souls are considered essential for spiritual growth and transformation of thought. Such souls can inspire and help individuals develop faith and connect with divine power. So to cultivate positive thoughts, avoid negative ones, and engage in regular meditation. The need for determination, persistence, and the right environment is required to achieve a spiritual growth. So in reiterating that divine is the source of all power and that human beings can access the power through faith, meditation, and guidance of enlightened souls. It calls for a transformation of consciousness from ego to divine, leading to a life of peace, joy, divine, and love. So we do, again, have a lot of power within us. So we are energy, because energy is power. Energy is always moving, right? And so there's also power in prayer. So when we pray, there's power in that. So praying makes a difference. Meditation makes a difference. How you see yourself makes a difference. What you think makes a difference. All of those things have a big impact on your life and how you choose to live it. Having faith and trust also in the divine, especially in times of loss or times of trouble, because sometimes what we do is, and I think it's a human thing that we all think that this is only happening to me, or why is this happening to me? And we try to rationalize and try to understand what's going on within us or what's around us or to us. But I think if we stay in that place of of purity, of meditation, of that peace, of knowing, of being connected to source, being connected to the divine, that will help you through. It doesn't take away the pain, but it helps you through all those challenging times. So now I want to just kind of talk about the physics and what happens to your energy when you die. So that's another aspect, because it always goes on. It doesn't stop. So when we die, what happens? So this article is done through physics. So this is kind of interesting. So the energy in you. So even though it's an inexplorable part of life, for many people, death, or at least the thought of ceasing to exist forever, can be a scary thing. The disturbing things that happen to the body during decomposition, the process of the cells and tissues begin to break down, postmortem are bad enough. But what if instead of looking at death from a biological perspective, we examine it from physics? More specifically, let's look at how our energy is redistributed after we die. In life, the human body comprises matter and energy. That energy is both electrical, impulses and signals, and chemicals and reactions. The same can be said about plants, which are powered by photosynthesis, a process that allows them to generate energy from sunlight. The process of energy generation is much more complex in humans. Remarkably, at any given moment, roughly 20 watts of energy course through your body, even enough to power a light bulb. Who knew? And this energy is acquired in a plethora of ways. Mostly we get it through the consumption of food, which gives us chemical energy. That chemical energy is then transformed into kinetic energy that is ultimately used for power our muscles. As we know through thermodynamics, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It simply changes state. The total amount of energy in a isolated system does not and cannot change. And thanks to Einstein, we also know that the matter of energy are two rungs of the same ladder. The universe as a whole is closed. However, human bodies and other ecosystems are not closed. They are open systems. We exchange energy with our surroundings. We can gain energy gained through chemical process, and we can lose it by expelling waste or limiting heat. In death, the collection of atoms of which we are composed are repurposed. These atoms and that energy will always be around. Therefore, your light, that is, the essence of your energy, will not be confused with your actual consciousness and will continue to exist. It is nothing else lessened, some of the fear. If nothing else, it should lessen some of the fear of death. So below, this is from a physicist. So they're talking about if a physicist was to speak at your funeral, this is what they would say. If you want a physicist to speak at your funeral, you'd want the physicist to talk to your grieving family about the conservation of energy so they will understand that your energy has not died. You want the physicist to remind your sobbing mother that your first law of thermodynamics, that no energy gets created in the universe and none is destroyed. You want your mother to know that all your energy, every vibration, every BTU of heat, every wave of every particle that was her beloved child remains with her in this world. You want the physicist to tell your weeping father that amid energies of the cosmos, you gave as good as you got. And at one point, you'd hope that the physicist would step down from the pew and walk to your broken-hearted spouse there in the pew and tell him that all the photons that have ever bounced off your face, all the particles whose paths were interrupted by your smile, by the touch of your hair, hundreds of trillions of particles have raced off like children, their ways forever changed by you. And as your widow rocks in the arms of a loving family, may the physicist let her know that all the photons that bounced from you were gathered in their particle detectors that are her eyes, and that those photons create within her constellation of electromagnetically charged neurons, which energy will go on forever. You understanding all that? That every interaction that we had with our loved one is still with us. It doesn't die. So you can hope your family will examine the evidence and satisfy themselves that science is sound, and that they will be comforted to know that your energy is still around. According to the law of conservation of energy, not a bit of you is gone. You're just less orderly. So our energy moves on. So when we lose our loved one, they're still with us, right? And that's why that was the point of that song, is that even though they're gone, they are still with us, and all those different ways that they touched us in our lives. So that is our service for today. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for joining me. We are having a psychic tea on the 15th of February, so you can check online for that as well. And for when that starts at 10 o'clock. It's 10 to 2 on the 15th. And there's also going to be a sound healing wellness opportunity to come in and have some sound healing with some crystal bowls that I will actually be doing for you. So you also can go online and sign up for that. You need to be signed up by the 24th of February. So hope you have a lovely day, and those that are here in Edmonton or in Alberta, around North Canada, stay warm. Okay, have a good day. Bye-bye.